Sari, thank you for joining us today. I won't take up your session, so I'll pass it over to you. Really excited to learn from you today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fun. This little mini course is lead ads for email generation. I'm the host of a podcast and a YouTube channel called Food Business Success. I have a program called Food Business Success. I'm also a certified life coach, and I do business coaching for food founders. Nowhere on that do you see I am a Facebook expert or a social media expert. And I actually thought I would point that out on purpose because you don't have to be an expert to do this. I have been learning how to do this on my own. I've been teaching members inside of Fuel, my membership, and it's working. And so I wanted to point that out, that you don't need to be an expert. This is for everybody. All right, how many of you guys boost a post on occasion? You're like, that was good, let me boost it. Let me put a little money behind it. Stop doing that. In my opinion, again, I'm not an expert, but in my opinion, from what I read and what I've learned, is you're just throwing your money away. Meta loves that when you do that, but you're just burning money. So I want you to actually have a strategic ad program, like where you're actually doing this strategically and you're seeing an ROI. So I am in love with lead ads. And lead ads are a little bit of a different kind of ad inside Meta, right? Which is Facebook and Instagram. That is the ad platform. And I'll show you what a lead ad is. And I have some videos that you can go back and watch on me setting one up. But a lead ad basically keeps people inside the platform of either Instagram or Facebook. And so Meta loves these ads because you're not taking them anywhere else. They're actually filling out the form right there in the app. They're getting their download, they're getting entered to win, whatever you're, the thing you're doing to get them, get their information, it's all right on the platform. So nobody's going anywhere, and Meta prioritizes these ads. So it keeps your costs per lead much lower. They're relatively easy to set up and execute. Now, this is still Meta, Facebook, whatever, right? Like, it's not always easy, but it's relatively easy. And hopefully the videos, I give you 2 Loom videos at the end, and it'll like walk you through it. There's always challenges. YouTube, Google, it's a really good resource. What I love about these is you can start low with a low budget and you can test it. I was looking at the Q&A from Frankie's session. Somebody talked about sunk costs. And this is a way to just kind of put your toes in the water and try some things. And then you can test it and you can turn off the things that aren't working. But it's being mindful about where you're putting your money. Big bang for your buck. Anytime you get email leads, I would say under $2, from what I understand, is really good. And you might be like, whoa, that seems like a lot. I have been running a lead ad. I ran a lead ad for, I actually run a winter farmers market, and I was running a giveaway, and I think it was like 78 cents a lead or something. So very, very cost effective. So what I want you to think about is, if you're going to put all this time and energy into doing giveaways and things like that, stop going for likes, stop going for shares, start going for emails. Now, some of you may have some resistance to emails. I am a life coach. We can talk about that. Lots of people have lots of feelings about sending emails. People don't want to hear from me. Like, I'm bothering them. I don't want to be salesy. That's kind of a different conversation. But the thing is, I'm not going to go through all of these, but I actually have a list of slides of like 20, I don't know, there was a lot of reasons, 24 reasons why you should do email, why it works. So if you need more convincing, I'm not going to go through them. You can read them. But my top 3 reasons to focus on email is that for every dollar you spend, right? So if a lead is $1, so for every lead you get, you spend $1, $44 on average is what you get back in a sale when you put the investment of your time into email marketing, which is where Frankie's stuff on copywriting and Ainsley's stuff on knowing your customer all comes in play here. But if you invest the time into doing email marketing and setting it up, this is an excellent return on investment. And then I always like you to think about if Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, if Pinterest, any of those shut down tomorrow, you don't have a way to reach them. Like, you're dead in the water. So when you have email, you own your customer. You still have a way to contact them and to sell to them and give them value. And as I was doing a little bit more research for this, there is actually giveaways that are just for likes and shares can kind of hurt you in the long run. Like, it brings in a lot of people who maybe aren't your customer. And then, sometimes it actually can hurt your profile. And I don't exactly understand all the ins and outs of that. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I thought that was interesting that it actually can hurt more than help. And at the very least, like I said, they're not very effective, like burning money. So let's not do that. So I'm not going to go through these. There's more if you need more convincing on why email is one of the best strategies that you can execute in your business. Okay. So there was no way that I could set up a lead ad for you guys live, which I thought would be really cool, but I tried it and I did it in about 15 minutes, but I've done them a while, right? But I thought I would give you some of the before, during, and after, and then you guys can go watch the videos. I just wanted to have time for Q&A and all that good stuff. So before you set up, so maybe you've done boosts and that kind of thing, right? Where like you make an individual post and you're like, let's boost that. What you want to do in order to run lead ads is you do need to set up your business manager page in Meta. So if you go to facebook.com/business manager, this might be one of the more challenging parts of it. Sometimes it's not always the most intuitive. So this might be a good area to do a YouTube video if you're like, you get in there and you're like, I don't know what's happening. But basically it's like an account that's not your, because right now you might have your personal account attached to your business page in Facebook. And this is like a separate account that you could assign at other people to as you get larger, but it's running your business page. So it's not connected in the same way. It kind of takes the connection from your personal to run like the business level. And then you want to get that set up. And then you want to be sure you go under billing and that you have a card on file to run the ads, of course. Decide on a total budget. If you want to do an ongoing thing, I have some clients who do a monthly giveaway. So you could do an ongoing budget, or if you want to just do, sometimes people are doing those group giveaways where you combine efforts and everybody's going to go in together. And so it might have a finite period of time, but decide on, what is my total budget? And I'll give you some, my recommendations as well. And then next you want to brainstorm 3 audiences based on interests, brands they follow, stores, influencers. I was just doing this with a client yesterday and we were she makes this amazing chocolate bar that's very high end. It's a $15 chocolate bar and it's very sustainable. It supports women growers, like on and on, all these cool things about it. And so it's a little bit of an art form. You got to play around with it. You have to think about, so we were thinking about, okay, what nonprofits, like kind of big nonprofits, might they support that are about the environment? Maybe they're driving a Tesla. They need to have the budget, right? Like somebody driving a Tesla has a budget for a $15 chocolate bar. Do they shop at Whole Foods? Like, So we were really trying to play with this in certain age groups and, do you do women and men together? Don't be afraid of this. You can play with it, and it does take some time, but I encourage you to have at least 3 audiences that you're going to test. And try to get them where it says, it says the amount of people that you're going to reach. You want it to be like not too broad. So it kind of has like a yellow, green, red. You want to be like in that nice green area. So you're not trying to cast this huge net. We're trying to find your people, right? The people who are your raving fans. And then ahead of time, you want to think about what are the actual ads that you're going to run. So go into Canva, love Canva, create some carousels. Carousels are performing really well right now, even over video, which is interesting. So if you're only going to do one, do a carousel ad with like 3 to 5 slides, and they're going to rotate automatically. But you want, something that's going to catch people's interest. Eyeballs always catch people's interest. Like when you're scrolling through your feed and you're like, rolling through it. We tend to, as humans, be caught. We stop on eyeballs. So I would definitely recommend at least one of those images is not just your product, but it's aspirational. It's somebody, enjoying your product, or, bringing the cake out to the party or something like that, right? Where you're like, I want that. That's what I want. You can also do videos. So if you want to test some different ads, you could do a front facing video and try that. You get to test as many ads as you want. But at the very least, I don't ever want to overwhelm people. So start with, having at least one carousel to test. But if you want to create a couple different ones, great. And then you're going to want to create an image for the lead ads form that's a little bit different than your carousel images. And so I'll show you what that looks like, why that needs to be a little bit different. So you have a little bit of design work in Canva to do ahead of time. And then you're going to need some copy, right? Which Frankie was just talking about. So we're going to want some different versions of copy about the giveaway and trying to reach the people, right? Get them to stop, get them to read a little bit of your copy in the ad. And I'm also a big fan, and frankly, of ChatGPT. It's a great tool. Once you kind of write some of it, to have it rewrite it for you, and do emojis and shorten it and lengthen it. So you don't always have to do this in your brain. You can use some really great tools like ChatGPT. And then the last thing you do need is a privacy policy on your page. So if you don't have that set up, you should. It's required. And so a lot of times, like Shopify has a template for it, or other programs. I'm not sure if Castiron does, but you want to Google it or put up figure out what needs to be on your privacy page. And you want to link to that because you have to include that in your lead ad. Okay, so that's before. Then budget considerations, I like to do at least $50 total. What I've read is that basically think about the first $15 is you just got to like throw that away for Meta to learn and be in learning mode and to kind of figure this out, right? So really it's only $35 if you think about it like that. So I do like to see $50. I like the daily budgets personally. I usually start with $5 a day, and then you can test all these different ads and see which ones are actually converting well. And then when you have one that's a winner, then you put more money behind it. But $5 a day is a really nice way to start. You need to let that money run for at least 48 hours to get out of the learning stage and start showing you what's working. And yeah, so set it, forget it, put a reminder on your calendar to come back 48 hours later and see what's going on. And then you can turn off ads that aren't working. Like I said, if it's under $2 a lead, keep going. See if it'll come down to less. You may want to make some tweaks and play with it more, but under $2 a lead, you're doing great. If it does start going up, you may want to stop it. You may, things that worked one day, a month later, they don't work anymore. So you might have to freshen it up. And then if it's going down, I would do no more than double. Like if you're starting with $5 a day, then maybe you go to like $7, or you could go to $10, but then you want to keep coming back. When you're running ads, you got to keep checking them, making sure that it's still working, because all of a sudden that money can add up pretty quickly. And then of course, turn off any campaigns that aren't performing as well. Okay, so your audience budget considerations, and that should just be audience considerations. Anyway, like I said, in audiences, test several audiences, and we're trying to exclude people to find your customer who wants to start relationships. And in the video I give you, I kind of show you exactly, you can be like, they need to do this, they need to be a woman, they need to be this age range, they need to have this level of income and have a Tesla and, follow these nonprofits. Or you can exclude people too. So you could exclude people who drive Chevys or something, right? So you can try to exclude people to help narrow that in. So you can do the and, like must meet all of it, or you can also exclude. Consider where they shop, what brands they like I was talking about, podcasts, magazines, their education. You're going to try some things and think, oh, this is the best one, and then nothing will come up for it. And so you got to really think outside the box. And this is where it's really important to get really clear on that avatar of who your person is. Narrow the audience so that both things or 3 things or 4 things are all true, and then exclude. Okay, so you got your imagery, you got your you've set up the Facebook account, the business manager, you've started going through this, you got it all set up. After you run lead ads, reminder on your calendar, 48 hours to check it, and then check it every day. So the thing with lead ads is you're going to get an email, right? But it's in Facebook, it's in Meta. And so it's not going to connect to your email service. So you might be able to use Zapier, and I don't know if Castiron, do you guys have a service that can do that connection? So you can put that in the chat. But I know Zapier that works with a lot of email marketing platforms, but you can do it manually. Yeah, so you can definitely do it manually, but there are services, paid services, like Zapier that will do it automatically. So essentially you're going to get all these emails on Meta, and then you can download them, and you could come back every day and download them. And then you're going to have to add them manually or pay for a service to come over and connect the two. And then that gets people that entered to win, let's say in the giveaway, onto your email list. And so then they're going to start getting that email sequence. You need an email flow. The whole point of all of this is that you get emails. So you actually need a flow, you need a funnel in your email to go to start a nurture sequence. And so I recommend having 3 to 5 emails, right? The first email is, you're entered to win. Remind them of how they started this relationship. Because how many times have you signed up for something and then you're like, why am I getting this email? Where did this come from? And there's things I unsubscribe from all the time. I'm like, I don't think I signed up for that. So remind people how the relationship started, then share your story, talk about the product. Last email, you could offer them like, hey, why wait till you win the giveaway? Here's 10% off your order or whatever. right? And then they go on your regular email list as well. And so making sure when you're doing those giveaways that you're publicly doing that. And I recommend also reposting on social media that like our winners or monthly winner or however you're doing it is so-and-so, right? And you're making it public. So it's like, no, this really is a giveaway. We really are doing it. And then they're on your general email, and now you want to be nurturing them in general. I recommend at least once, well, I would like to see you do once a week for an email. But if you start somewhere, right? If you're like, I can't do that, like start with one a month, at least one a month, right? Stay in contact, nurture this relationship. And I like the 80-20 rule, give 80% value and 20% sales. So if you were sending 5 emails out, 4 of them would be recipe or how to use the product, or I mean, sometimes value is like entertainment. Show me a picture of a cute corgi, right? I'm entertained. So give me value and then give me one email that's about sales, right? And so that's really important. So these links, this is where you can actually go to see me walk through. Now, it took me more than 5 minutes, so I had to do 2, but in under 10 minutes, I show you how to go through this process and set this up. Here's an ad I ran for my winter market. I collected 612 leads. Oh, and it was 53 cents a lead and ended up being. So very good use of money, right? Very, very good ROI. 600 new people on my email list that were specifically targeted in my area. I was doing $4 a day. And on the back end, here's the imagery, right, that I created. And I did like a little MP3 video or MP4 video in Canva. And that was the thing that got them, right? Really, it's the $40. That's what they care about. But I just wanted to show you down here. This is what they're seeing. So they see this image, and you have to remember that you're only going to see the top third of the image when they actually click on your ad. So when they click on sign up, they're going to see this, and then they go through the process, right? Now they put in their name, their email, the privacy policy information's there. And then the last one is you're entered to win. Go check your calendar. Here's how, the next steps, right? So that is what it looks like on the back end. Like I said, it keeps people in the platform. They don't go to your website. They stay right there, which is why you can get such good bang for your buck.